What's up everyone, welcome back. Patrick here, moving on to the next example in the Unit 1 Advanced Functions test. So this is a pretty cool one. We've gone through examples like this dealing with transformations of points in the lecture videos. Hopefully you watch those before trying this test. And as usual, what I recommend, pause the video now, read the question carefully, try it yourself, and see if you get the same answer. After you try yourself, you can then watch my process, see how your process compares. Maybe you'll have a different process, but as long as you're getting the same answer, then it is all good. So we're told that this point 3 and 6 is on this transform function, and what we have to do is find the original point on the parent function f of x. Okay, so this is kind of going backwards from what we're usually asked. So how to break this down? So what usually happens is, okay, we got a parent function, right? F of x, like this. And what's going to happen is we're going to transform this parent function, f of x, whatever it is, into a function like this. X minus d plus c. That's the general transformation format. And so what's going to happen is we're going to take some kind of point on the parent function, and then how does that point transform with these transformation values? Well, if you remember, the transformation value is we take that x value divided by k, add d, and then for the y value, we multiply it by a, and then add c, like that. Right? So what usually happens is we're given a point on the parent function and we're transforming it, finding the transform point. But what's happening in this case is that this 3 and 6, it's actually on the transformed function. And we have to find what was the original point that was transformed. So we're going backwards. So you got to read these very carefully. Right? So sometimes they'll ask you, or sometimes, most of the time actually, in textbooks and whatnot, you'll be given a point on the parent function, and you have to find it on the transformed one. In this particular case, if you read the question carefully, you're given a point on the transformed function. You got to find the original one on the parent function. And so the way I'm going to do this is we're going to have to use this mapping diagram. And what we could do is we could set up a formula in saying, okay, let's call this the x value, the new x value, okay, on this transform function is basically going to be the old x value on the parent function divided by k plus d, like that. Right? So now I'm just differentiating between this x value, this new one that we're getting, and the old one from the parent function that we're plugging into this mapping formula to get the new one, right? Same thing with the y value. So the new y value on the transform function is going to be the a value times the old y value from the parent function plus c, like that. Okay, and what I'm going to do is erase all of this here. And so notice what's going to happen is we're going to be plugging in, because we know that this 3 and 6, as we mentioned, is on the transform function. So that's going to be the new x value and the new y value. So we're going to be plugging in 3 here, and we're going to be plugging in 6 here, and we're going to be solving for the original x and y value, the old x and y value that was on the parent function, right? So again, we're going backwards. Usually we're plugging in for this and solving for this, but now we're going to be plugging in for this and solving for the old x value and the old y value. All right, so we're going to be using these formulas here. Yo, what's up? Quick little intermission here. I wanted to mention a few things and we'll get right back into the video. Number one, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go to the description box and there's a link that will take you to my website, allthingsmathematics.com, and there you can find all of the videos organized by chapter, by section, and there's also tests that you could try at the end of each unit that have video solutions. Number 2, if you feel like you need tutoring at any point, hit me up. I'm tutoring students 7 days a week over Zoom, both high school and university students, one-on-one and in groups. My contact details are on the website. You could text me and we could book a session. And finally, if you feel like you're getting any value from this video, if you could please like the video and subscribe to the channel, hit me up on all my socials. It does help me out a lot. If you feel like any of your friends can benefit, feel free to forward the website to them as well. And back to the video we go. Now, before plugging in this x value of 3 for this x new and the y value of 6 for this y new, what I'm going to do is get the transformation values, right? The a, k, d, and c values, because we need those in order to solve these equations. And we're going to get those from this transform function that we're given. Now, notice that this transform function, it's not in that proper transformation format. Hopefully you could tell that the k value and the x value, they're not separated. The k value is not factored out. And we know that the k value has to be factored out. And so we know that we got to take out this 1/2. If I take out the 1/2, 3 divided by 1/2 is going to be 6, like that. So don't forget that step right here. Right, so if I redistributed the 1/2 inside the bracket, 1/2 times x is 1/2 x, 1/2 times 6, that gives us that 3. All right, so we got to factor out that k value. And now, notice from here, we can get our transformation values. The a value is -3. The k value is 1/2. The d value is -6. Remember, it's always the opposite sign. C value is -4. And now we could plug everything in to these equations, and we could solve for our original x and y values that were on the parent function. So the new x value, that's going to be 3. We're solving for this x value, so I'm just going to put an x here instead of continually writing that old in the subscript. And then the k value is 1/2, and then plus -6, that's like -6 right there. And then the new y value is 6. The a value is -3. We are solving for that original y value, and then we got a -4, like that. All right, so now we just have to solve both of these equations. Now, x divided by 1/2, that's the same thing as like multiplying 2x, right? Dividing anything by 1/2, same thing as like multiplying that value by 2, right? So if I bring the 6 over, 3 plus 6 gives us 9. Equals 2x, so x is going to be 9/2, like that. And over here, solving, we would have what? I'm going to bring this over, so we'll have 3y, bring the 6 over, -6 minus 4, that gives us -10. Y would be -10/3. And so our original point is 9/2 and -10/3. That's the original point that was on the parent function, and then once we transformed it, we ended up with this new point 3 and 6. Okay, and if you have time on a test, you can actually quickly test this, right? So you could pretend like you got a question that we usually get, where we're given a point on the parent function, right? This is going to be on f of x. Transform that with these transformation values and see if you get 3 and 6. Well, what do? We take 9/2, divide it by the k value, which is 1/2, subtract 6. We take the y value, multiply it by the a value right here, and then we add the c value, which is subtracting 4. Well, what's going to happen here? This is going to end up being 10, right? -10/3 times -3 gives us 10. The 3's would cancel out. -1 times -10 is +10. -4 gives us 6. And over here, 9/2 divided by 1/2, that gives us 9. Then we got 9 minus 6, which gives us 3, right? Which is that transform point that we were given initially. So with this check, we can be pretty confident that this here is the correct answer. All right, so make sure you read these carefully on a test. Are they giving you the point on the parent function and you got to transform it? Or are they giving you the point on the transform function and you got to find the point on the original parent. Okay, in this particular case, it was the latter case. And that is the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you want to find more videos like this, you can go to my website, allthingsmathematics.com. Over there, all my courses are organized for both high school and university. All the videos are organized by chapter. Also, if you have any questions, you can hit me up. My contact details are also on the website. Enjoy your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.